Welcome back to Cinebolt. In this video, we're diving into our top 8 magic, fantasy, and supernatural shows to watch in 2023. Now before we get started, let's get one thing straight. You won't find the usual suspects like Sandman, Lord of the Rings, or House of the Dragon on this list, because let's face it, they're already super popular. So today, we're serving up a fresh batch of underrated fantasy shows that'll leave you craving for more. And with that said, let's begin the video. Number 8, Island. Directed by Bae Jong, this fantasy action drama follows the adventurous journey of Won Mi-ho, whose rebellious behavior leads to a major blunder, frustrating her father and resulting in her exile to Jeju Island. But little does she know that this seemingly peaceful island is actually a sanctuary for darkness. Joining forces with other survivors, including the mysterious Van and the ritual-performing priest, Johan, Won Mi-ho must battle against the malevolent powers that threatens to bring about the end of the world. What makes this show truly special is the action-packed sequences that elevate its already great story, which is combined with a perfect blend of humor, romance, mystery, and of course, lots of thrilling action. Number 7, Legacies. It is a fantasy drama series created by Julie Plec. If you're familiar with the original's TV show, you've probably heard of this spin-off, but don't worry, you don't need to watch the originals to enjoy Legacies, since it's a whole new story, and you won't miss anything in particular if you haven't seen it. Now Legacies revolves around Hope Mikkelsen, the child of Klaus Mikkelsen and Haley Marshall, who are two of the most powerful original vampires out there. The show takes place about 2 years after the originals and follows Hope as she attends the Salvador Academy, which is basically a school for magical beings where they learn how to control their skills and emotions. Legacies has 4 seasons, and each season focuses on its own plotline, but it all ties into the bigger picture. Hope and her friends have to battle all sorts of supernatural threats to protect their loved ones, and trust me, there's no shortage of fantasy, magic, and mystical creatures in this show, whether it's werewolves, witches, and even phoenixes. Overall, if you're looking for an enthralling and magical series to sink your teeth into, this is definitely one to consider, and you can always catch up on the originals later. Number 6, Sleepy Hollow. This is an otherworldly and imaginative drama series that draws inspiration from the short story called The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The narrative revolves around Ichabod Crane, who suddenly wakes up in a future that is 200 years away, and finds himself entangled in a perplexing enigma that directly connects to the founding fathers of the nation. However, what makes the storyline truly captivating is that the mystical blood incantation responsible for Crane's journey into the future has also resurrected the infamous Headless Horseman, a malevolent creature who embarks on a killing spree throughout the city. As Ichabod delves deeper into his quest, he discovers that the Headless Horseman is merely one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and so he must find a way to stop him and avert the impending destruction. Despite being cancelled after 4 seasons, this series is a must-watch for fans of fantasy, and although later seasons take an unfortunate turn and lose some consistency, its unique approach sets it apart from the typical magical fantasy storylines. Number 5, What We Do in the Shadows. Jermaine Clement is the creator of this series, which is a captivating blend of fantasy, horror, and comedy. The plot follows the misadventures of 3 vampires, Nander, Laszlo, and Nadia, and alongside them are Colin Robinson, an energy vampire, and Guillermo, Nander's loyal companion. Laszlo takes pleasure in causing trouble and throwing extravagant parties, all while relishing in Nander's constant failures, and Nander himself is renowned for his warrior skills and conquering abilities, while Nadia embodies the alluring temptress persona of a vampire. The series delves into the interactions between vampires and humans, along with other worldly beings. This show defies categorization, as it seamlessly weaves together various genres into one enthralling narrative, but if you're seeking an uproariously funny comedy with a peculiar twist of fantasy elements, then missing out on this masterpiece would be a great loss indeed. Number 4, GRIMM. It is a seriously cool fantasy police procedural series, created by Stephen Carpenter. So the story revolves around this detective named Nick Burkhart, who finds out that he's actually part of this ancient line of protectors called Grimms, who have the special ability to see creatures hiding in human form, and are tasked with maintaining balance between humans and the world's legendary creatures. Throughout the series, Nick has to deal with all sorts of dangerous monsters, but luckily he's got his creature buddy Monroe and fellow officer Hank Griffin to help him out. What makes Grimm even more awesome is the way it blends investigative drama, supernatural elements, and fantasy. Plus, there are some seriously terrifying creatures and mind-boggling crime cases that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Oh, and did I mention that the show ran for a whopping 6 seasons? That means you've got plenty of episodes to binge watch. Number 3, Alchemy of Souls. It is an awesome fantasy period drama series written by the Hong sisters. Trust me, the story is absolutely mind-blowing and will have you hooked for a binge-watching session. Now the series takes place in this imaginary nation called Daeho, where talented young magicians are stuck in a tough spot because of this forbidden ritual called Alchemy of Souls, which allows souls to hop from one body to another. But evil people always find a way to use it for their own gain. Our main hero is Naksu, a powerful warrior whose soul gets trapped in the body of Mudiak, a servant to Jang Yu, who is a member of a wealthy and influential wizard family. These two have to stick together and fight off those who want to use soul transfer sorcery to control others. What makes this show really shine is the plot and the chemistry between the main characters. It's just so enjoyable to watch their interactions unfold, plus the visuals are absolutely stunning, and the fantasy world both looks and feels magical. If you're into fantasy shows that have it all, that is a gripping plot, awesome characters, and breathtaking visuals, then Alchemy of Souls is definitely a must-watch. Number 2, WandaVision. It is a superhero fantasy miniseries conjured up by Jack Schaefer. Now if you're thinking about watching this show, and wondering if you need to catch up on all the prior MCU films, well, you're kinda right. But even if you haven't seen every single MCU movie, you can still enjoy this show as a standalone adventure. The story revolves around Wanda Maximoff, a seriously powerful witch, and Vision, a superhuman being, who are living the dream life in the charming little town of Westview. Or so it seems, as it turns out things aren't quite what they appear to be, because Wanda's magic has taken hold of the entire town and its residents, creating a cozy illusion. As the series unfolds, the city authorities try to break free from Wanda's mystical grip, while we're also left wondering why she's taking the town hostage and what her motivations are. Elizabeth Olsen absolutely kills it as Wanda, and the show also has some memorable action moments. WandaVision isn't your typical pure fantasy show like The Sandman or Wheel of Time, as it's got that superhero flair to it, but it's still an incredibly fantastic show that'll leave you craving for more. Number 1, The Magicians. The Magicians is a fantasy thriller series that's actually based on a book by Lev Grossman. The story follows Quentin Coldwater, a grad student at Breakbills University who's always been obsessed with magic fiction. But guess what? Magic is real and it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Quentin and his classmates quickly realize that the enchanting world they once dreamed about is actually pretty dangerous, so they end up at the secret school in upstate New York, where they're learning magic while dealing with the aftermath of a major disaster. The show's got 5 seasons of brilliantly unique storytelling that'll leave you on the edge of your seat, along with some seriously mind-bending twists that'll keep you hooked. If you're into the whole fantasy genre with a Harry Potter kind of vibe, with its school settings and magical shenanigans, then you're in for a treat. That's all for today, and thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can catch all our future content, packed with more movie and series recommendations.